We are recording, right?
A note to tell Mike about is that there's a volume for
Okay, you
the
found it.
intro music that he needs to know about. Hi. Hi, viewers. Welcome back to the 11:30 timing of the Website 101 podcast. This week, there's just me, Amanda, and Sean.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
There,
Sean.
there
How
was
are
no
you?
intro music, Amanda.
I hit play. Here, I'm hitting play again.
I'm not hearing it.
Oh,
I always hear it.
fuck.
There we go.
Yeah. There's a live button, there's a preview button, there's a volume, there's the play button, there's... It's a rough day, man.
Yeah, back to school. It's the first day of school here in Canada, so yeah,
No, yesterday
Amanda's got,
was.
that tells you how organized. My kids are in university. I don't have to worry about that anymore. They take care of themselves.
That's nice. That's nice. So hi, how are you? We haven't talked lately.
No, we have not.
We have not. How was your summer?
It was all right. Just regular kind of summer stuff and routine. Didn't really do anything special or outstanding. How about you?
Um, Summer camps, carting the kid around to summer camps. Uh, had to drive up to Muskoka for a sleepover camp. And then we got called halfway through the week that apparently, was it norovirus?
Oh
Like
no.
20 kids got hit with it. And apparently mine was, but after we picked him up early, drove 3 hours in the middle of the day to go get him, to drive 3 hours to come home. And he said the next day that, yeah, he didn't throw up. And it's like, well, then why are you here?
Yeah, I would want to pull them out regardless, just because you don't know if there's anybody
Uh,
else who's got it.
no, but of a camp of like hundreds of kids, 20 of them got sick. And they were pulled aside. They like set up a little like a little in the gym. They like set up these cots and they had games and they had movies and it was fine. And the only reason we went to get him was because we thought he was sick with this as well. Bless you.
Oh, I
It
thought
would
I
have been
hit
nice
the
to be
mute.
muted.
I,
You
I
did not.
thought I hit it, but allergies are kicking my butt today.
Yeah, I'm having a bad time with allergies too.
The sniffle, it definitely
I
indicates that.
know. It definitely does. So, should we talk about something web development?
Sure.
What would you like to talk about? I'm gonna put it on you.
I I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So here's I see that we have a viewer. Are you the one viewing or is it someone else?
No, I am not. It's
An
probably
actual
Kevin,
viewer.
but if it's somebody else, hey, viewer.
Hi. Hi viewer. How are you? Thank you for joining. Sorry that this is so lame. So we went to the cottage for a week over the summer. My partner Andrew, his parents have a, a cottage. And we get up there, but the problem is that it's like their cottage and then an aunt on one side and an uncle on the other side and someone else across the street, and they're all using like one giant internet package, which is fine when it's just a few people up. But because for holidays and stuff, there's going to be like
Uh-oh.
30 plus people all on the internet. So somebody has done something with the network to try to like prevent overusage. So they've blocked URLs, they've blocked IP addresses, they've blocked, I guess, port numbers. I could not, my GitHub Copilot did not work. I could not push to GitHub repo. I
Oh
could
my
commit
God.
local, but I couldn't push to the remote repo.
Had to drive into town to use the Starbucks Wi-Fi.
Like I had to, it was in it, yeah, it was a couple days of like pulling my hair out. And so there is nothing less relaxing at the cottage than trying to do work for one, and then trying to do work that doesn't work
Are
for
you
two.
able to get cell phone signal out there and then just
Oh yeah.
hotspot to do the pushing if you needed to?
Yeah, it turned out that I don't know what was happening, but it's like as soon as I connected to a VPN, that
Well, it's
worked.
because the VPN gets you around all the port restrictions and stuff.
Yeah. But that was, yeah, it was like a solid half day of what's wrong with my machine, what's wrong with my repo, what's wrong with my code. Nothing. Nothing with any of it. So, yeah,
So
it
whoever manages the internet connection for the group of cottages is trying to lock stuff down so that they're not everybody's not choked and they can all
which I
watch
get.
Netflix at the same time.
Yeah, which I get. And yeah,
Yeah.
so that was fine. I don't even know who the network administrator is. I don't know how anything is set up. It's one of those things, like, again, with technology, it's like you kind of cross your fingers and, like,
It's a
I hope it
curse
works.
and a blessing at times. Like
Yeah.
it either works or it just fails spectacularly.
Yes. And I think that's the problem that Mike is having this week. I think that's why Mike's not with us. Isn't he having internet problems?
Well, I think he's moving back into his new house. Remember they had renos and he was scheduled to move in the fall. So I think he got it timed so that when he came back from the cottage that he'd move in. And maybe the issue is getting his ISP to hook him up.
Yeah, that's also a problem. I hate just making an appointment and they're like, "Yeah, we'll be there within this 5-hour block on any of these 3 upcoming days."
If if they actually arrive on time, you're lucky.
Yeah. That is a sad statement to have to make. I'm trying to give you money. Please do not make me feel like I'm lucky that you showed up.
Yeah, and then 2 years later, you got to do it again because the only way to get a deal with these ISPs in Canada is
Yeah.
to change them. There's no customer retention. They don't care once you're with them. Nope, we're just going to keep jacking up the
Yeah.
prices, and then you leave. You're gone for 2 years. Then we'll give you a good deal. It's like,
It's ridiculous. I was helping somebody with their website on GoDaddy. Because it's GoDaddy, I feel I'm entitled to bash them because I dislike this is one of the many reasons why I dislike GoDaddy so much. She had been a customer of theirs for a very long time. And her website was so slow and nothing was really working. And it was just a WordPress site. So, I mean, and it was like, we all know my issues with WordPress, but it was like bare bones. Everything that could be stripped out was stripped out. I was
so no reason for it to be slow.
no reason for it. And finally, she gave me like her GoDaddy login, and she was on a package that was so old it wasn't even listed on their site anymore as, hey,
Right.
sign up for this package. It had less resources, it cost more, and we were unable to change the PHP version. So it was on like this old antiquated version of
PHP
PHP,
like 5.1 or something.
something that like, and that we did not have access to change. And when I called customer support, I had to call 3 different times to finally get somebody who understood the words that I was saying. I'm like, we need to update PHP. Oh, well, you should just be able to do it. I'm like, our control
I
panel
can't,
access
yeah.
doesn't have that. How are we gonna? Oh, I guess you can't. And it's like, you can. How?
You're
So
technical support. You're supposed to be able to technically do it. Like,
yeah,
way to go, GoDaddy.
yeah. Oh, wait a second. It looks like Mike is asking for the link. Mike might actually be able to join us. Hold on, can I share from here?
It's the standard link, Mike, if you're there.
I know, right?
Yeah, I've got a bookmark, but I'll put it in Slack for him.
Thank you. Oh, here. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
forward to the podcast channel. And what's really funny is that I'm forwarding the message that Mike last posted. And now
Yeah,
here we are with nothing to talk about.
way,
waiting for
way,
Mike.
way back months ago, I just added it to my bookmark bar.
Yay! Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike, look at that unfinished basement.
Hold on.
It looks like
Oh,
an
I hear
unfinished
you.
basement.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Finish your thought. I'm sure you were talking before I got here. Go ahead.
We actually
No,
were. We were sitting here waiting for you. As soon as we saw that
Oh,
you
yeah?
wanted the Riverside link, it was like, yes, somebody else.
Holy fuck. Don't ever move. Don't move. Like to a new house. Look at this. Look at all this junk everywhere. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know how well this is going to go because I'm tethering the internet from my phone because we don't have internet.
Hey, this is
Because
something we
I'm having-
actually were just talking about.
Yeah. About
Tethering to
Yeah.
the phone.
yeah, and just when shitty internet happens and how we have to deal with it.
Well, on the bright side, I just learned that I have 150 gigabytes of data on my phone per month, which is, I don't know when I got that. I don't remember ordering that, but
That is
quite a lot.
I always go with the absolute cheapest plan because I'm always connected to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's why they give those out, the big amounts, because they know no one needs it anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I need it.
I recently migrated from Bell back to Rogers, and I got 25 gigs on for my plan, but we're on a share plan, and my wife has like 150, so now we have 175 gigs between the two of us.
Wow.
Nice.
But I'll never even use 25 gigs of data.
Well, we even did a thing, like I've been saying to everyone in the house here, everyone just don't, like I told the kid, don't watch YouTube, don't do any of that stuff. I don't want to run out of data. And then yesterday I was like, I don't even know how much data this stuff uses. So I said, just spend tonight doing whatever you normally do. Go on your Discord with your friends, go on to, internet, Pokemon, games, whatever it is you do. And he did that, and it used like 2 gigabytes from yesterday, and it's going to reset in 7 days, like
Yeah,
reset
you're
back to
fine.
the max. So I was just like, just do it. I don't care,
Yeah, Mike,
But
you just
having
gotta-
no
you
internet
just gotta,
sucks, man.
You gotta just stream stuff all the time to take advantage of your massive
Well,
data.
I'm wondering what this is going to do. Like, I bet this will crank it up by, I don't know. This probably sends a lot of data, I would think. Maybe not.
I one time used my phone as a hotspot, and I had to do a video call with a new conference, and we talked for a solid half hour, and that didn't go through all of my data.
Oh, yeah?
I wouldn't really
Okay.
worry about it because these streaming services, they all optimize the video and whatever, and you're a little pixelated,
Right.
so it's recognizing that maybe you have a slow connection. I wouldn't worry about it, especially since you're resetting in a week, and hopefully within that week, whoever your ISP is going to have you hooked up.
And also, it's
Yeah.
not like the days of yore where when you got to like your data limit, you were cut off. Like they still give
Yes.
you data, and they don't charge you for it. They just usually throttle the speed, so you're fine.
They throttle it, but it throttles down to, for mine, it goes down to 512 kilobits per second. So that's like sending
it's like a
email
modem.
speeds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. Maybe if you still don't have internet when you roll over, you might want to like control how much each of you are watching Netflix or Prime or whatever. But
I think if you don't have internet by within the next couple days, you should be calling and yelling at people.
It's so annoying because they were so eager to sign me up. Like I had to sign up for a new subscription because I'd canceled it during the months we were, living in a rental.
Yeah.
And they were, oh yeah, we can do this and that. Just sign up. Well, it says right here, your house is all set up. It's fine. And I was like, are you sure? Because it's a new, we had a lot of renovations done. There's no wiring, so they're like, oh yeah, I signed. And then the guy came over, the technician, and he's like, oh, we can't set this up. There's not enough spaces left on the transmitter outside the house. It's all taken up by your neighbors or something. And then I said, okay, well, how long will it take for you to build a new thing for space for me? And he said, well, they never like to work throughout the winter, so it'll be before the winter. And I'm like, the winter?
Whoa,
I need this like
what
this
the-
week.
what
Yeah.
do you need before the winter? Cancel your
Yeah,
contract.
so now
if you
I've
can't
got-
deliver and go with another guy, another competitor.
Well, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to whatever the other one is, and like they can't even tell me what I should expect. They said someone's probably gonna call you, probably within the week. What they're gonna say, I don't know. Maybe it'll be we can hook it up in 3 weeks. We could hook it up tomorrow. I have no fucking idea.
And you
it's
know what would be
irritating.
the funniest
You got to
thing is
name and shame. Which company is treating you like
No.
garbage?
no,
Not doing that.
not right
Not
now.
doing that.
Not doing
All
that.
right.
But what's going to be the funniest thing is if you go with a different internet service provider, but it's actually under one of those, like, it's going to be either under the Rogers or the Bell umbrella. And what would be hilarious is that if it's the same technician that comes out, 'cause whenever we have a problem, it's like now we're on Virgin, and it's under Bell. So whenever we needed something to be done,
is that right?
and it's always a Bell technician that comes out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just realizing how, because when you're unpacking, sure, like there's the work stuff. Like I can't work efficiently without good internet and watch TV and all that stuff. But even things like as I was unpacking, I would say things like, look, we have a new countertop sort of thing is one of the things we got built. And I'm not sure the best way to clean it. Like, should I use solvents or, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And I thought, oh, I'll just pop on YouTube or whatever and find out. And then I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute. I've got to be mindful of my data again. This was back before I knew that the limits were pretty good this month. Anyway, it's just like internet is everywhere in a person's life, at least in my life. And yeah, I don't like being without it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Why is it so difficult to maintain? And the thing is, it's like, I don't think it's like this in North America. And yes, there are some countries that have it worse than us, but there are so many other countries that it's hotspots everywhere, cheaper prices, bigger plans, faster speeds. I don't know what they're doing over here.
Yeah, the prices especially, yeah.
I lived in South Korea for many years, and when I moved to Canada in 2011, before I moved, I was getting better speeds there, like triple what was available in Canada for about 20% of the cost.
Yeah.
It's like paying $30 a month for triple the speeds that were available here. I can't speak to what it's like now, but I imagine it's pretty much similar.
The same. Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Yeah.
And there was none of this, oh, we can't hook you up for like 3 weeks because, you know, we're slow and we don't care and it's an oligopoly. No, like, even though they had their oligopoly, service was always next day for everything. And then they would apologize for taking more than 12 hours.
Yeah, like I don't know why they don't have something on their end that tells them that there's not enough spaces in my block for me. Why couldn't they have told me that when I signed up? Oh, you can sign up, but not for a few weeks while we get the thing. Like they had to send a guy out to find that out, you know?
Oh, it's because it's just like with any corporation. The salespeople who are making all the promises, got to bring in the revenue, will promise anything under the sun, has no idea what's going on in the storage room with the support team, with anybody. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that because when I spoke to one of the techs the other day about the tethering, like I was making sure I could do that efficiently, whatever. She said, oh yeah, well, it starts at 512 kilobits per second, or kbps, she said. And then when it runs out, you get throttled to 2 mbps. And I said, are you sure you're not reversing those numbers? Because the 512 is less than the other one. And she was like, no. And then later there was a callback reason. And she called back and said, yeah, it turns out you're right. The 501 is the less one. She had no idea how fast.
Yeah.
She's reading from a script and doesn't understand the script.
But the number 500 is bigger.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
enough about me.
Call center jockeys are all just reading from a script, and they're not allowed to deviate from it. So when you threw a monkey wrench into it, suggesting that the script was wrong.
The script probably wasn't even wrong. The poor person on the line was probably just like, you read something and you think it makes sense, and then you don't really bother reading it again because you remember it from last time. But no, it's wrong.
They were very nice people, at least. There's no rudeness yet, so that's good. But except that the first guy that signed me up was really eager to get me to sign, and I was sure. I was like, I don't think this is quite right. I think you're going to need to do more work at my house than you're saying. And he's like, no, it's all good. But here I am with no internet, so I think I was right.
Great. Well, despite all of the bullshit, it's so nice to have you back in the city.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see you guys. Hey, is there any news about .1 from Kraft that goes to various cities, potentially Toronto? What's the deal? Anyone know?
About Toronto yet, but they've booked dates for the other 2 cities they announced. So, we're waiting on the Toronto thing. Didn't
Pixel
you
and Tonic,
receive
if
an
you're watching,
email asking
let's
for help
do it.
from you or something?
Well, I got a bulk email kind of thing from Leah, who just said, "Hey, Toronto person, do you have any suggestions of where we could host this glorified meetup?" I guess I think is how they described it one time, and I gave them some ideas. I mentioned your name, Sean, as you know, and I said, Toronto's a big place, so you can't just say, let's go to this pub and this venue, because they could be 2.5 hours away from each other or whatever by transit. So
I never
after that, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they're setting it up, because I think they had said in the fall. I'd love to go that. If they don't do it, we'll just do one ourselves and say on this, if someone wants to come out, meet us somewhere.
Come join us.
The usual pub.
Yes. 100%
Anyway.
gotta do that.
Yeah.
So how was your time at the cottage, Mike?
Oh yeah, it was fun, and internet was good there, which
Better than here.
yeah, for now it is. Yeah. No, it was good. How was your summers, everybody?
Nothing.
I did watch the first few minutes of the show, so I heard a little bit of what you were saying.
That was our viewer. You know what? This happens to me every year. I like the summer well enough, but by the end of it, I'm fucking over it. The heat, the humidity, the crazy schedules, the day camps that are all over the place, the cost of paying for everything, the extra drinks, the extra meals, the extra just I like my routine, I like my schedule, and it starts again this week, which makes me feel happy.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I didn't really do anything, but I am going to Paris in October, so that'll be nice.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
How come you're going there?
Somewhere to go.
All right.
It's probably good deals there after the Olympics are done, right? Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
earlier in the year, I was talking with my wife, and she's like, "Oh, let's go to Paris in June." I was like, "You want to go to Paris before the Olympics or during the Olympics?" And she's like, "Oh no, how about we go in the fall? There won't be as theoretically there won't be as many people because they're all touristing out or whatever." So we're doing Paris for a few days, and then we take a train to Amsterdam, and we're in Amsterdam for a couple of days. And I have a family friend that I grew up with, and she's living there with her husband.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're gonna meet up with them and then come home.
Very nice.
Nice.
That's cool.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Amanda, about the allergies and all that. I've been I don't even normally get allergies this time of year. I get them in the spring, but sometime for some reason this year they really hit me. As are all of the wasps. Have you been encountering all these wasps that are drunk everywhere? You read about that?
It's a bad time. Every year it happens. It's a bad time of year for that.
Yeah, well, it's all the fruit that has fallen off the trees.
Yeah, but apparently this particular year, there was an article on CBC that said there's way more wasps than before. Max got stung by a wasp like 2 days ago.
That's weird because I haven't actually seen any.
I've
Really?
seen some. I am very leery of them. I seem to get stung every other year. And as I get older, the reaction gets worse. Like the last time I think I was stung between my fingers and I was swollen up to about here.
Weesh.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
not nice.
Yeah, there's a story on CBC the other day about how to, put ice on it right away, blah, 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 all that stuff. Anyway. All right.
Well, yeah, I think
we
that's
wrap
our
it up?
time. Yeah, it's
I
lunch.
think that's
We talked about our vacations. We didn't really talk about the web at all, or at least I did.
Well, we
I
talked
mentioned
about our
dot one.
failing technology.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what we got.
There you go.
And Amanda struggles with internet at the cottage,
Yeah.
and then we followed that up with Mike's internet struggles at his home.
In the city. Basically, internet everywhere in Canada sucks.
Yeah. Sucks and is too expensive.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks,
Well,
friends.
it's good to see you guys. Can't wait to see you in person.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks, anyone, for
Viewers,
watching this in the
thank
future.
you for joining. And we'll talk soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And we've got
Oh, wait. Music. Hold on.
Don't forget to
Outro.
log.
Live. I said live.
There we go. Oh, season 7. We should change that to season 8.
Probably.
Season 8.